Okay, so since I told you guys to do multiples of 4 for this, I'm going to do every other multiple of 4. Okay, so we'll start off with 4. We're going to use the quadratic formula. So I have 4x squared minus 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. So I have x is equal to negative of negative 6 plus or minus the square root. Negative 6 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. Okay, so x is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root 36 minus 32 all over 8. So x is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 4 all over 8. So now this actually works to x is equal to 6 plus or minus 2 all over 8. So to actually do this, I'm going to want you guys to simplify. So this is going to be x is equal to 6 plus 2 over 8. And x is equal to 6 minus 2 over 8, which makes 8 over 8, which is 1. So x is equal to 1 and 1/2. Because 4 minus 2 is 4. Sorry, 6 minus 2 is 4. And then divided by 8 is 1/2. So x is equal to 1/2 and 1. Doesn't make any difference which way you put them, but I always like to put the smaller one first. Okay? Not going to do 8. 12. X is equal to, there's no b, so 0 plus or minus the square root of 0 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So x is equal to plus or minus the square root. I want 12 times 36, so that's 21763, so 432 all over 6. So now the question is how to break down 432. So 432 is 2 and 216, 2 and 108, 2 and 54, 2 and 27, 3 and 9, 3 and 3. So then I have some pairs here. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to then become x is equal to plus or minus root 4, root 9, and then root 3 all over 6. So x is equal to plus or minus 4 times 3, which is 12, root 3 all over 6. So then you cannot simplify what's underneath the root with the 6 in the denominator. So this is just x is equal to plus or minus 2 root 3, because I can reduce the 6 and the 12. Okay, so not going to do the next one. 20. So x is equal to x is equal to negative b. So negative. Just kidding. Negative of negative 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 32 all over 16. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 16 over 16. So I get an imaginary number. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus I root 16 over 16. So x is equal to 4 plus or minus 4i over 16. So then everybody's divisible by 4. So, oops. So then I have x is equal to 4 over 16 plus or minus 4i over 16. So x is equal to 1/4 plus or minus I over 4. 1/4 plus or minus I over 4. Okay. Not going to do that 24, but there's a repeat. Oh no, it's 28. Just kidding. discriminant. So b squared minus 4ac, so negative 1 squared minus 4 times a times c. So this gives me 1 minus 4, which equals negative 3, which is less than 0. So my discriminant is negative 3, and I have two imaginary solutions. Okay, so I'm not going to do that 28. I'm off by 1. Okay. I'm going to do this 32. So b squared minus 4, just kidding, ac. So negative 10 squared minus 4 times a times c. Not over anything. So I get 100 minus 24 and 4, 6, 96. So I get 4. So my discriminant is 4, which is greater than 0. So discriminant is 4. And because 4 is a perfect square, we have two rational solutions. So anytime you get a perfect square as my discriminant, you'll have two rational solutions. Okay, if what you get for the discriminant is not a perfect square, then it's an irrational solution, which starts with an I, irrational solution. Okay, so I'm not going to do this guy. Get rid of this guy. And then we could do 40. Describe the discriminant. Well, this graph does not cross the x-axis, so does not cross the x-axis. So there's two imaginary roots. So the discriminant is negative. So two imaginary solutions. And the discriminant is less than 0. Okay. And then that's a word problem. We're not going to worry about word problems right now. And that is it for every other multiple of 4.